Hello everyone, my name is Seth, and today I'm going to give you my review of a Minecraft movie. Everyone knows Minecraft. Just about everybody has played Minecraft at this point. It is on so many different platforms. It's not a game I play all the time, but I've had a good time just throughout the years jumping into Minecraft for a few hours here and there. So many people love the game, but this movie's terrible. This is a truly awful movie. I can't even hide it. Like this movie is really bad. But before we go any farther, go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. We're getting closer and closer to 300 subscribers. We are almost there. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. And if you're not new here, share this video around with any friends or family. It could really help the channel grow, and it would absolutely make my day. So the state of video game movies has gotten better over the last few years. And so I was honestly pretty hopeful when they announced that they were going to be making a Minecraft movie. I think it could have been good. It could have been a fun story, but it's not. There really is just not a lot of good at all in this film. Like there's so much bad here. Like I almost don't know where to start this review. I mean, I guess I'll start kind of with like the script and the pacing. This film starts so incredibly slow. It starts way too slow. This kind of opening is probably one of the worst ways to start a movie, in my opinion. It starts with almost 10 minutes of opening narration and explanation, and that's way too much for any film, but especially a film that is only an hour and 41 minutes, including the credits. I honestly almost checked out right away. I was like, when are we going to actually get to the movie? And I always checked out right away, even though it was Jack Black doing the narration, and he's entertaining at least, but it was just an awful way to start. And then from there, it takes probably another 15 minutes maybe to really get to the inciting incident of the story. So when you take away the credits, I'm just guessing that's probably puts you at about an hour and a half. And then that's already basically 25 minutes of this film that's just been completely wasted. I feel like the middle of this story just kind of meanders. Like there's not really anything memorable. There's not really anything pushing the story forward. We're just kind of wandering around story-wise, and that's not good. And the end, the third act, honestly, it probably was longer than this, but it felt like maybe 5 minutes. And that's not a compliment. It didn't go by so quick that it just felt like 5 minutes. It just was so incredibly rushed just to kind of get through this last act and get to the end. As I was watching this film, I just can't help myself but think, I'm so glad I did not pay money to go see this in a theater. I can't quite figure out who exactly this film is supposed to be for, and that's an issue. There's some jokes kind of throughout the film about, like divorce and taxes, like just some of like, I guess, boring adult stuff. I wouldn't even say there's like adult jokes that they snuck into like a kid's movie. Like this is just like jokes that are kind of like just boring adult stuff, and it's not funny, and I don't think the kids would get it at all. And then some of the jokes are just way too dumb and juvenile for the adults to enjoy. So I really don't know who this movie is supposed to be for. You can be a kid-friendly movie while still be entertaining for adults. Just look at a lot of the Pixar films. I will say there are a few of Jason Momoa's line deliveries that did make me chuckle a little bit, but that was mostly in the first half of the film. Maybe by the time the second half of the film came around, I just was kind of getting tired of the movie. I just definitely wasn't into it. I got less forgiving as the film went on. But basically, any of the laughs I had in this film came from Jason Momoa. And it's not even that the jokes were really that funny. It's just the way he delivered the lines. But really, just about all of the laughs I had were pretty much exclusively from Jason Momoa. The story here is just whatever. I mean, you've seen it before, and there's just a ton And I mean a ton of cliches in this and bad cliches. I mean, if you think of a bad cliche, you can probably find it here. We get this cutaway to a side story that's going on in the real world, and it's just honestly worthless. It's literally nothing. It does nothing to push the story along farther. It does nothing to kind of service our main characters. It's just a waste of time in a film that has already wasted so much time. I mean, one thing I just even have to bring up, like, I don't even know where this fits. I guess it just fits into the bad writing section of this review. Is just the final battle at the end is just kind of kicked off by a mistake or an accident by the villains. I did kind of mention a little bit when I was talking about the jokes, but the dialogue just kind of all over this whole film was just bad. They over-explain everything in this. It's almost like the writers were sitting down and thinking, oh, well, we need to make sure we explain every single thing so the parents who are taking the kids can just kind of get it. But it just really bogs down this film. It's just so clunky. And that's kind of the best way to describe a lot of the dialogue anyway. It just doesn't seem natural. There's so many points in this film where I'm just thinking, people don't talk like that. And half of Jack Black's lines in this film are basically him saying what he's about to do next. That got old very quick. It seems like the writers had absolutely no interest in developing any characters or giving any of these characters any kind of depth. Other than Steve, I only remember one other character's name, I mean, I guess nickname even, and that is Jason Momoa's character. I think that kind of tells you how little these characters impact the audience. I just didn't care about these characters. And when you don't care about these characters, it is so hard to get invested into a film. And one thing that doesn't help is that all of these characters are just incredibly passive. The story just happens to them. There's no growth in these characters, and their decisions don't help push the story forward. Honestly, this whole film feels like a first draft of a script written by a 16-year-old. The editing is not safe even from this film being bad. It was so weird from time to time because we would just have a cut and the continuity of the scene would be completely off. There would be objects and characters in the wrong locations, in the wrong spot. And it ended up being a little distracting for me. Sometimes it felt like we were kind of missing a scene transition. Overall, it was just a very poorly edited film. There is some action in this film, but none of it is really anything to write home about. I feel like a lot of the action is basically pointless, and it's just a bunch of visual noise. I think the CGI, for the most part, honestly, was kind of terrible. I don't know really what I could say to like point the visual effects artist like in the right direction. Like, I understand we're dealing with like blocky characters and things like that, but it just didn't look right. And I don't even think it's like the uncanny valley of it all. I think it just looked bad. And the characters, the CGI characters, are what really look the worst. I will say some of the CGI environments did actually look really good, but there were just way too many times in this film where I just did not believe what I was seeing on screen. I did not believe the world that they were building. And for the most part, it just looked like our characters were standing on a blue screen, and that's not what you want. I did notice there's a few times here and there throughout this film where they did use some practical stuff, and the practical stuff looked really good. I wish they would have done that more throughout this film. And considering everything I've already had to say about this film, this is a minor complaint, but there's a lot of needle drops in this, and it just became really distracting. And honestly, I don't really know what to say about the performances. I mean, Jason Momoa and Jack Black are trying. You can tell they're trying, and I give them credit for that. If those two were not trying like they were, if they were not giving the effort that they were giving in this film, then this would be 100% unwatchable. I mean, Jack Black and Jason Momoa don't have anything at all to work with, but they're trying. No one else in the cast stands out to me at all. They're just like whatever. I mean, they're not even like terrible. They're just not good. Like I mentioned before, these are just nothing characters, and these other actors don't do anything to kind of put their stamp on these characters. So if you can't tell, I don't like this movie. This is a bad movie, and this isn't even a so bad as good kind of movie. It's just bad. The characters are literally nothing. There's no effort made there. The story is full of bad cliches and it's stuff you've seen before. The CGI is bad, the writing is bad, the pacing is horrendous. At least the camera was in focus and at least the color grading looked kind of good. But like I said earlier, I'm so glad I did not pay money to go see this in theaters. This absolutely is the worst movie of the year so far. I'm only going to give it a 1.5 out of 5. But that's it. That's my review of the Minecraft movie. Have you seen this film? Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Did you hate it as much as I did? I would love to have a conversation with you about it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. You can follow me on social media pretty much anywhere at CinemaSeth, and I'll see you next time.